than what I set the thing for, so it's earlier than the later time than we were supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't follow you.
When will then be now?
Soon.
You ever get a movie quote just stuck in your head and it's so random? I have one right now. Do you want to hear it?
Do I have a choice?
No. In
Okay.
in Superbad, Michael Cera is sitting on a couch and he's drunk because the girl that he loves, I think he thinks is not interested in him or something like that. And there's like the exchange student who's like popular and at the party drinking, and everybody just loves the exchange student because he's like a foreign student.
Uh-huh.
And he looks over at him and he goes, "Life is bullshit, Morogi." Because his name is Morogi. And I think about that one little line almost
I
once a week.
haven't seen that movie. When's the last time you saw that movie?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
I feel like I saw it twice, and then that was it.
And that's it. Do I
can't-
even have it right? That's Michael Cera and the fat guy, right? That's the one.
Jonah
with
Hill.
Jonah Hill. Thank you. Sorry.
And McLovin.
And McLovin, yeah, who's McLovin is like still a thing. He was like at a game, an NBA game this week, and they put him on the screen, and everybody like was going crazy for McLovin.
Hey, that's a moment in time. Is he's? I feel like he's in like a handful of other things, but not much.
Yeah,
And he'll always be. I feel like his credit should be. He shouldn't go by his name anymore. He should just go by McLovin in the credits,
yeah.
no matter what he's in.
But a
Just
person
McLovin.
like that, like I think about people like that, and I go, how are they making are they just? Is there just McLovin money coming in? Like,
My guess would be, if you're McLovin, you probably do appearances, and maybe there's merchandise, McLovin merchandise that he's probably.
I
don't
wonder.
know.
I wonder. Because like I think about that, like but who remember the guy from in the Cosbys? Remember? He was like bagging groceries.
That's right.
And then he like popped back up and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that guy." And then he started acting again. And then I read not so long ago, he was back to bagging groceries after like the hype fell again. And it was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. Believe me, if I knew how to turn anything into, into a fortune and just keep the money rolling in, would I be here with you?
No, you wouldn't be. I thought about that after last episode. I'm like, I think Frank is running out of patience.
Oh boy, last episode was rough.
They took a lot out. I'm surprised you're here. I thought you would have taken this episode off because this
yesterday I just slept for 24 hours.
You just got up from last episode?
I just woke up and that was it. The brutal one.
Well, it's a Friday show. That means we've got a game coming up. Erin C will be joining us very, very soon. Not a lot to cover here. So if you're down for the games, make sure you stick around. We're going to talk about the arrest of Judge Dugan earlier today. Luigi Mangione was in court. Meghan Markle continues to fall off the face of the earth with this podcast of hers. We say goodbye to the Connors this week. And Frankie C, have you ever seen a drone rifle?
Is that a drone with a rifle like duct tape to it?
No.
Okay, no.
Excellent. We're all going to take a look at what this drone rifle is. There are no bullets with a drone rifle. That's exciting. That's a podcast.
I saw a thing. I don't know if it was maybe today. I don't want to spoil it. I think I know what you're talking about with drone rifle.
Okay. Yeah, it's
cool. I won't
looking.
spoil it. Yeah, weird.
It's like when you see something in real life and you're like, that looks like it came out of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It looks like something out of like iRobot or Minority Report, like a futuristic robotics technology thing.
Yes. I love technology. I love cool stuff. Just stuff that's cool, just because it's cool.
I like cool stuff, but I don't like stuff that's going to make life difficult for everybody. It's just I feel like this is going to be a problem. That's
AI, dude. I thought this was going to be a 420 show topic. I'm panicking over AI. I don't even know what kind of a world my children are going to grow up in. I really
fucked up one. Get over it. Just move on. Accept it and move on.
There is a piece to that going like, there's nothing I can do about this, so who cares? You know?
What are you gonna stop AI?
No, I
So
can't
then what are
even.
you gonna do?
I can't stop a microwave. That's why we don't have one.
All right.
But I don't know. Like it's leaps and bounds, and now there's like this 27 project, or what was it, 2027, where they got like the thought leaders of AI together, and they were like, okay, can you realistically predict what is going to happen? And all the scenarios just end in AI going, oh, I don't need humans. We could just eliminate humans because they're getting in the way. It's
Well,
just
I feel like all the signs point to that. So we've got to have some kind of kill switch that like shuts down AI if it
yeah.
comes to that.
But not even
maybe
that.
not even just one kill switch where it's like, hidden in a bunker somewhere that John McClane has to get to or something. We need like multiple kill switches hooked up to everything that if something goes wrong and AI starts to go, wait a second,
Right.
we can go, no, thank you, and shut it off.
But it's not even that. It's also like, jobs. There's just, somebody put a thing out and they were like, consultants are going to be dead. Like, what do you need a consult? Like a consultant researches and puts together a pitch deck for you and advises you based off of other people or prior experience. That AI can do that like right now.
Well, there's a lot that AI can do, and but I feel like there's always going to. I honestly think there are always going to be jobs. There's always going to be something for us to do. I don't know
Yes.
what these jobs. Because if you go back 100 years, I'm sure all the jobs were different.
Yes. Oh, I agree with you.
Flash forward into 100 years into the future from now, the jobs are probably all going to be different. It's probably just going to be an evolution of different kinds of work.
Yeah.
And the next generation is just going to get rolled into those kinds of jobs and whatever they happen to be.
Yeah, but I just think the problem is, and I've said this before too, and it's funny, somebody sent me a clip of Bill Gates saying this the other day. It's just going to eliminate so many. Like, there's still going to be people who have jobs, but when you think about the amount of people and the amount of jobs out there and the amount of jobs that AI is going to eliminate, we're going to have a lot of people with really just nothing to do.
Well, maybe, but I feel like
especially, let me throw this on top before you deliver your response. Especially when you start to get into, they manifest AI into physical robots that can actually do things, like can change your plumbing and can, do this or that, or take out the garbage, or, complex things that only humans can do. Once they start to be able to physically manifest those robots, now what?
But I think it's going to be, not that this is any better, but I feel like it's going to be gradual.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, it's not going to be like tomorrow, oh, here's a robot that does everything, and all of a sudden everybody's out of a job. It'll be, oh, we're introducing this robot that can change the light bulb or whatever the hell the thing is.
Right.
Like look at there was a robot that can sweep your floors. The robot that can mop your floors, but has that taken over the world? No, there's still cleaning services, and still people are still selling mops and still selling brooms, and I just don't think. Plus, I don't think everybody's going to be able to afford AI to do everything for them.
Right.
If there's a robot that comes out, you think every home in America or in the world is going to have a robot in their house too? I can't see that happening within the next 100 years. I could see maybe, generations from now, people, it might be a little more commonplace and maybe a little less expensive. But I feel like the first, second, third generations of these robots are going to be super expensive.
Oh, see, I think you said 100 years. I think 20 years. Everybody has a robot in the house. 20 years.
I feel like a robot to be in the house, like to do all your stuff. I think we're 20 years away from that, from getting the first one that could live in your house and do things for you.
You think it's going to be another like 30 years after that before it gets affordable that everybody can get it?
Yeah, because number one, you got to perfect it. Number two, you got to make it so inexpensive that it's just mass produced and everybody can have one. I mean, that's probably, I can't imagine what something like that is going to cost. It's got to be in the tens of thousands of dollars to have one of those, a robot in your house that could do all your stuff for you.
Yeah, but you got to think about people are going to finance it, and you know, some. I bet you it's going to get to a point where you're buying a house with the roll. It's just rolled into the mortgage. You know.
It'll probably get to that point, sure, but it'd have to be there. It would have to be, you know, when you buy a house, not like it comes with a robot. You know, it's not like you know, you don't buy a house that comes with a car. You don't buy a house that comes with a TV most of the time.
Let me ask you a question. You get a hand job from the robot maid. Is that cheating? Or is that just part of the service?
It's one of them philosophical questions that I don't know if I can answer.
Give me an
I'm
answer.
going to say it's probably not great.
It's probably not great.
Probably not a great idea to do that if you're in a steady relationship.
All right, hold on. Let me write that down.
Maybe make a note of that. It's probably not the greatest.
Maybe don't get a hand job.
Yeah, don't do that. That's probably not a good idea.
The robot.
I'll make a declarative statement right now. It's cheating.
That's cheating? Okay. Because let's talk about it from this point. How many years until you're comfortable getting a hand job from a robot? Because I feel like with pistons pumping in there, like that could break your penis. That might be bad, you know?
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, again,
not an easy thing to, you know.
I think we're a long time from some of that.
I wish they'd hurry up with that part at least.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. All right, Judge Dugan. This is Judge Hannah Dugan of Wisconsin, the cheese state.
Mr. Dugan. Just hit me. Sorry. Go on.
What is that from?
That's the League of Their Own.
That's it. That's right. Mr. Dugan.
Jimmy Dugan.
Jimmy Dugan. I particularly like when you spent the sixth inning scratching your, but what does he say? Is that the line? Anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Yeah.
All right. Judge Dugan. Anyway, so here's what happened. To the best of my knowledge, from what I gather, there was an illegal immigrant in her court for a hearing.
Yeah.
With his attorney, and word got to her that ICE was there to make an arrest.
Right.
She went out into the hallway. She sent the person to her chambers, went out into the hallway, told ICE the wrong direction to go in, and then went back to her chambers, found a door to the outside, and let the immigrant go free with the defense attorney. Let him go. And then they subsequently arrested her for that this morning.
Yeah, I don't know the particulars of this one. I just know that a judge was arrested allegedly for giving what you just said, but like I don't know how it all played out. Is that exactly what happened?
So that's alleged from the Attorney General Pam Bondi. Yeah, that's what I have. We don't have any. So Kash Patel, your wife's ex-boyfriend from the fourth grade or whatever it was.
Oh no.
What happened?
No.
Oh, they never officially dated? It was just a fling?
No, they did not. They went to school together. That was it.
Does it weird you out, though, that, okay, they went to school, all kidding aside, they just went to school together, that she could have wound up the wife of the director of the FBI, and instead she's the wife of a podcast host? Does that ever play with your mind? Because it does for me. I wonder.
I mean,
first of all, whenever Erin comes on here and hosts a show, I just go, she could be doing so much better.
Well, yeah. I mean, she definitely could be
hosting the show after Jeopardy, not here.
Yeah, no, she could definitely. You're right.
And some dick. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you up. Some dickhead came up with Wordle and then sold it to the New York Times for $1 million or whatever it was. I feel like that's her. She's just
call my wife a dickhead.
No, I'm just saying, like some idiot came up with Wordle. Like that's not hard. Like Erin's games are like complex and fun and
Erin could make I think Erin could do
so much better.
so much better. The Hallmark movies alone.
The Hallmark movie. I know that really. Yeah.
Writing for Hallmark would be. I mean, she has I don't know how many ideas for Hallmark movies, but a lot of them, a ton of them. The games she comes up with.
There's money in those Hallmark movies. I bet you there's just like money.
They're big time. I'm sure they are. I mean, they have their own channel. I'm sure they have their own streaming something.
Yeah. Yeah, like I bet you the actors and the camera people make okay, but I bet you like the producers and the writers like just clean up on those deals.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they show that shit for years, and then it goes on to a streamer, and then they're getting it's crazy.
I'm sure they're raking it in over there at Hallmark.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is, I mean, I could play you the clip of Pam Bondi talking about it from earlier today, but Kash Patel tweeted about it and then subsequently took it down. He deleted, did. Yeah, he deleted the tweet. It's not a good thing. He's not really supposed to weigh in on an opinion on any case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good move from him on that one, but I not a good move for this judge. Listen, I understand people's feelings on the whole thing, but the thing that I don't like about this the most is you can't trick the police to go like that's a delicate situation that could get out of hand and somebody could get hurt. So like if they go on a pursuit and this guy takes off and God knows what happens, anything could happen in that scenario. She's clearly not thinking straight. I'd rather have this guy arrested in the courtroom than have them out on a wild goose chase.
Well, I'd like to know the story. I'd like
to get involved.
I'd like to know why he was there at the court. What was going on that he was with the judge in a courthouse.
Yeah.
Were they in the middle of some case or something? What was happening?
According to Pam Bondi, that he had a violent past. He was there for a hearing on something. I don't know.
So he was there for a hearing. He was already in court, and they were going to arrest him while he was in the middle of his hearing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it was a hearing for. Do you want me to play the audio to get the exact answer? I could.
I don't need to hear from Pam Bondi.
Yeah, I don't think you want to hear from Pam Bondi, so I was trying to stay away from that.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask you to play Pam Bondi. I just don't think. I don't know. I'd like to know the particulars. I'd like to know what he was doing there. Was it like the middle of a hearing? Can someone be arrested in the middle of a hearing, or are they already there for legal reasons and you can't? I mean, if you're sitting there in a defense chair, can someone walk in and arrest you, or are you already in custody?
Wait, hold on. I think it looks like I don't know if Erin is writing a new Hallmark movie in the live chat right now. I don't know. Oh no, do they have Hallmark crew? I don't know what's happening in the live chat. That would be. You think Erin could write a Hallmark movie based off of the immigration crisis, if you will, going on right now? Like, can we find an illegal immigrant some way gets involved and then falls back in love with a long I don't know, there might be something
falls in love with the lawyer that represents the illegal immigrant. I don't know.
So there's something there. There's something there. I don't know. There's something to it.
I'm sure if it's there, Erin could write it.
I mean, if I'm taking a crack at it, they get deported and they go back to their hometown and then they realize, oh, I can save my family farm from the big corporate,
Oh, so you're putting a positive spin on the deportations.
Yeah, trying to make it positive. Yeah.
I'm not there.
You don't like that. Just okay.
I'm not underwriting that one.
Okay. I think that would be, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's a good thing. And then he saves the town and everybody's happy. And then, oh, what about this? And then, okay, let's say he saves his
Christmas.
Well, yeah, he's going to save Christmas and yeah, they always save Christmas involuntarily. Like that's a byproduct of the whatever, you save the farm, the hotel, you save Christmas. But this is what I'm thinking. He goes back home. He saves his family's bed and breakfast. And then Hilton hires him as a consultant. He gets to come back to the U.S. And he's back in America, accepted, like corporate jet, whole thing. Then he realizes, you know what? His old fourth grade love, who's now the bellhop in the, or the whatever, the concierge. He loves her, and he leaves America and all that behind. He realizes his real love is back in that small town bed and breakfast place. He goes back there, turns down all the money. What's more romantic than that?
I think you should stick to this podcast.
All right. I'm no Aaron. No. Weirdly enough, though, Frank, it was the second there was 2 judge arrests today, because the other one came in, was it New Mexico maybe, or I don't know, one of those fucking states all the way to the left, and he was actually harboring an illegal immigrant in his home who had a violent past.
Violent past.
And yeah.
How do we know this? Yeah. How do we know he has a violent past?
Yeah, I mean, it's in every report. I mean, everybody has a rap sheet, So,
what's the violent past?
I don't know. But
it was. This is very hiding people.
You don't believe any of it.
I don't know. I'd like to see the report. I'd like to know who these people are, because when you say hiding migrants in their homes, it's very reminiscent of a time in our history that was the right side. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nope. What do you mean?
Go back about a little under 100 years ago.
We were hiding people?
No, in Germany. I'm not saying it's the same exact thing.
When they were hiding Jewish people?
Yeah, so I'm not saying it's the same exact thing.
I don't think it's the same.
It's different, but it's just there are shadows of what's going on. There's small similarities.
I was listening. I just want to put that out there before this rumor catches fire. I was listening. I just didn't know what Frank was alluding to there. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, there are too many similarities these days of, oh no, he's not really serious. Oh no, he's not really going to do that. And then we get to the point where he does something like that, and then it's, oh, but he's just getting rid of the bad ones, and he's just getting rid of the bad ones. And it's like, well, we got to take his word. I mean, I feel like that's how it started in Germany. I feel like it started with, oh, we got to weed out the bad ones and get them out of here, and then they started with, then these, and they're all bad ones. They're all bad ones. And then it was propaganda, and it was, oh, you got to get them all out because they're all bad. And then it turned people against people who were, victimized. And I just don't like this road we're on, this country. I just don't like it. We're not. Nazi Germany was its own thing and its own awful mess and terrible and it's just tragic. I just feel like there are too many similarities these days of, we're slowly more and more of that, more and more of how, you ask yourself, well, how could it have gotten to that?
Right.
You kind of,
and then
these
you
days
look around now and you go,
yeah, you can look around and you have our own government vilifying an entire group of people and just blaming all the country's problems on them. And it's like, well, now that we have people hiding them and harboring them, and it's like, well, no, we got to get them to camps. And it's like, what the hell are we doing? This is just it's a little too close to what was going on. I'm not saying it's the same exact thing, because believe me, that was its own.
I see the similarities.
Nightmare of a thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I just think that we're not there. We're not fully there yet.
Well, that's my point. Do we have to wait until we're fully there to be like, oh, now it's wrong?
It's a great question. It's a good point from you. It's a really, really good. The answer is I don't know. I don't know because I don't. Every
step they take is another step closer to it, and I'm like, and then it becomes the point of, well, how many steps is too far? And then they just take
Right.
another step, and then they take another step, and it's like they're just now they're knocking people's houses doors in, and they don't need warrants, and they're just picking up people off the street, and they say, "Oh, this," even if they're not here illegally, they're just picking up people, and you never see them again. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I just don't. I can't answer it because I don't have a ton of faith in the Trump administration that they will stop at the appropriate time. I do,
That's a problem.
however, think that they're still within their rights because of everything that I said before. That I don't want to rehash all the stuff that we talked about last episode. There's plenty in it last episode, but these are bad people. That I mean, this guy's in court for not great reasons, and she's hiding him. This other guy they say is in a gang, Tren de Aragua gang,
Who
like
says?
confirmed gang, like no, not like the other guy where they're like, is he an MS-13 now? Is he not? They were like, this guy, they was literally like the one of the ICE agents that like was arresting the judge was like, you have no idea how violent this guy could possibly be. I mean, that's incredibly Frank, I wouldn't hide family members of mine. Okay. I can't imagine taking in a perfect stranger from somewhere else entirely. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how a person
Well,
gets to that point.
then you have to ask the question: what compelled this? It was a judge,
Yeah.
but not Dugan. The other one you're talking about.
The other one was a judge. Him and his
Okay.
wife both got arrested for
Well,
harboring.
what compelled them to house this person?
I don't know.
I mean, is he as bad as they're saying, or is it all bullshit? Do we know? Do we
I'll
have a
reserve
record of this?
judgment. No, I'll reserve judgment until we find out more. But I mean, basically, if as far as all the reports go, they
Or are
know
they just going, "Oh, he's very bad. Got to get him out. Very bad." And it's like, "Oh, okay, he's bad." So I guess
no, I
we're
don't
not
think
going to
it's
look further
that.
into that.
I don't think it's that.
It's one of those. If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. So if we don't ask, like, for proof of stuff, they could just say whatever and be like, "Oh, they're bad. Got to get them out." And if everybody goes, "Yeah, okay," then they'll just keep doing it, and there's going to be no pushback. Hey, listen, if the guy is a murdering psychopath, crazy person, and there's a rap sheet, and there's a escaped felon, criminal, and he's on the run, sure, pick him up. But if they're just saying, he's a bad guy, I got him. Give me the proof. I'm, I need, you need proof. That's the point. Yeah, in the Paul due process. His due process is woke. That's the thing. Due process is afforded to everybody. So if you're going to arrest someone, you can't just deport them. You got to put them through the system. And you keep them in custody if you have to, but they go through. They get a lawyer. They get to plead their case in front of a judge, and
Right.
that's how it works.
Here's the report. He's an alleged Tren de Aragua gang member.
Alleged.
He was living in the home. Let me see.
Where's this report from?
I'm reading from The Hill.
Okay.
The behest of his wife last year, KTSM previously reported they met Ortega Lopez when his wife hired him to do housework, according to a criminal complaint. The district attorney's office said Kano's daughter, this was the guy, Kano's daughter had multiple firearms and let Ortega Lopez hold, shoot, and pose with them in pictures that were posted on social media. The Fed seized those firearms, arrested Ortega Lopez in February. Homeland Security investigations said Ortega Lopez admitted to entering the country illegally in 2023. Continuing with the investigation, came back to the judge's home with an additional search warrant to recover additional evidence on the case, which resulted in the 2 arrests. Initially, we came back to arrest his wife, and as we started conducting our interviews and started looking at evidence, we subsequently arrested Mr. Kano as well. Stevens confirmed that Ortega Lopez was not the only one living at the house, saying that there were 3 individuals in the home. All 3 of them we believed are alleged members of the gang. Obviously, we continue to just focus on the totality of the investigation instead of just zeroing in on them. The other 2 alleged gang members are in custody now. It's unknown if Kano or his wife knew Ortega Lopez or the other 2 individuals' alleged gang affiliation. A spokesperson with ICE sent the following statement regarding the arrest of Kano's wife. Quote, on April 24th, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement executed a search warrant and probable cause arrest at a residence in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Homeland Security Investigations special agents working with the federal law enforcement partners took Nancy Kano into custody as part of an ongoing HSI-led criminal investigation. Yeah.
Yeah, if someone committed a crime, you arrest them. I get it. That's fine. But as long as it's...
I mean, the thing is you got to worry that you could be on the wrong side of this just because you hate the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
No, that's not my point. My point is, as long as a crime has been committed, there's reason to arrest someone, and you're going through the proper channels. If you're just picking people up and arresting them just because you think they might be affiliated with, I mean, and then you just deport them because of whatever. I mean, if you're going to arrest somebody, you have to have, it's 48. You hold them for 48 hours, and then if you don't have anything to charge them with, you let them go. But if you're charging someone with a crime, you got to go through the system. You get a lawyer, you get representation. That's all I'm saying. Is that you have to have everybody, here illegally or not, due process. That's my point.
For a little, we started gaining some ground on the illegal immigration Hallmark movie here. Paul's trying to write one. A hot tattoo artist falls in love with M13 member and goes to El Salvador undercover as a nun to work with prisoners.
See, I have Sister Act vibes here now. I don't know.
His second crack at it. Hot grad student goes undercover with an MS-13 for his thesis on gangs, but is swept up by ICE and deported. That's interesting. That's a movie.
That's something.
You got something going there.
I don't know if that's Hallmark.
Might not be Hallmark, but yeah, you got something there.
Yeah.
Bird was trying to pitch trying to improve my bed and breakfast idea with
well, it's impossible.
Wait, I can't find it now. She said the bed and breakfast only serves spaghetti. I don't know. I thought that was a little funny quirk. Oh, plot twist: the bed and breakfast that only serves spaghetti. And then Robin named it the Sketty Diaries. I like that. I feel like, if we keep that in the writer's room for a little while, we'll have something.
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Sketty?
Yeah. Here's one instance where the law in the country got it 100% right. George Santos is going to prison for 7 years. Thank God.
Well, over 7 years. Goodbye.
That seems like a lot for just lying and fraud, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I don't care for him.
If I were George Santos, I would have just said, I'm running for president, so you can't arrest me. I don't understand why I'm going to jail. I'm starting my campaign. And if I win, what am I going to serve from jail? I can't.
Yeah. Well, you know what's hilarious? There is like a ring of hangers-on and wannabes of Trump in Trump's circle and around of Trump's circle who do the things that Trump does and then actually get in trouble and have to go to jail.
That's my point. They all, they do exactly what Trump does.
Yeah.
But Trump skates by and everybody around him goes to jail.
And some people can't. Some people can't get away with it for some reason. I don't know what those reasons are, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Just say you're running for president, and apparently that's a get out of jail free card.
They love that Luigi Mangione still, Frankie C. He was in court today, pled not guilty. That's the story.
That's it, huh? I mean, is there a chance that they got the wrong guy or no? This is the guy.
I don't know.
I haven't been following the particulars here. I know there was the backpack. I don't know. You got the back of his head. Is Luigi Mangione the guy who shot the other guy?
Listen, I will never answer that question because the same thing with the Swifties. I'm just not going to take on an army of that size. We don't have the manpower.
I mean, if he's the guy that killed the other guy, then yeah, you go to jail.
I'm not willing to take that stance.
I'm willing to. I mean, if you're a cold-blooded murderer.
Can I say something to you? Due process, okay? You can't
just
throwing people in jail because you think they're
alive. I'm saying, if he did it, if it's proven,
yeah,
that's that.
All right. You sound like you want to just put him right in prison, that right there, and I'm not ready to do
that. I said if he's the
Mm-hmm.
guy, if he's the cold-blooded murderer, if it's proven it was him, then you go to jail. That's how it works.
Oh my God.
You okay?
This is breaking news. I'm not kidding. Cuddles just sent this to me. Virginia
Okay.
Giuffre was found dead, age 41, suicide.
You're kidding me.
Swear. Totally serious, Frank. This is just coming in right now. Like, just literally.
Oh my God.
Virginia Giuffre, Jeffrey Epstein, and Prince Andrew abuse accuser dies by suicide at the age of 41. Holy shit.
Suicide, huh?
The woman who has died by suicide, her family said in a statement to People. Giuffre died yesterday, Thursday, April 24th, in near Gabby, Australia.
Well, is that today? Is it like
Oh, no.
Thursday in Australia?
Oceani's here.
Yeah,
What day?
Oceania. What day is it in Australia?
What day is it where you are? We're too stupid to know simple things.
I don't know what day. It's either you're ahead of us, you're behind us. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Friday. It's Friday night, 9:38 where we are.
Yes. What time is it in the world where you will live? Let me see here. According to the family statement, Giuffre lost her life to suicide after being this is so sad, Frank.
Ugh.
After being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. Virginia was a fierce warrior in the fight against sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was the light that lifted so many survivors. Despite all the adversity she faced in her life, she shone so bright. She will be missed beyond measure. The light of her life were her children, Christian, Noah, and Emily.
That is just a tragic ending to her, to her, what she's been through. That whole life is just tragedy after tragedy.
Man, that sucks. Oh my God!
Poor woman.
That's exactly what it is. A poor woman. Those fucking people took advantage. And you know what? You felt so good when she was winning and she got all that money. You just think, oh, it's her time now. It's her time to put it all behind her and live. She showed up in court with Ghislaine Maxwell. She stood with all the other victims. You know, she did her thing. I know there was people who doubted her, and I know there were holes in her story and all that stuff too. But I mean, come on, she was a fighter. She was somebody you wanted to root for these last couple of years. You know,
unreal. What
a shame. And then recently we talked about all that stuff, the accident, all the weird shit. Her liver or kidney failure or something.
Yeah, well, it was just in the accident. She was in the hospital. She was posting pictures from the hospital. This was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was not that long ago. Shit. Man, this is so unfortunate. And, you got feeling because she was there. There was a domestic dispute with her husband, and she was not with her kids and her family. You could tell she was going through some tough times. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but Jesus Christ. That's really a shame. That's really, really a shame. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, terrible.
Well, I hope she tortures the ever-living shit out of Epstein, although I don't know if they're winding up in the same fucking place.
I very much doubt that.
Let's do something that makes us all happy, Frank. Shit on Meghan Markle. Come on. Let's rally around something we could all agree on.
And by the way, it's Saturday morning in Australia right now.
Oh, so so she did it. Nobody knew. Her family decided to put out because that's going to get out at some point. Somebody's going to. You might as well take control of the story,
Yeah.
Man, that is tough. That's tough. Meghan Markle. Let's try and lighten it up and have a little fun. We got game time coming up, by the way, in just a couple minutes. Meghan Markle. I decided I revoked I'm not going to talk about Meghan Markle thing because I thought, I'm going to take pleasure in this one.
That lasted one episode.
Yeah. Well, one longer.
I'm not going to bring her up until this thing fails or that thing fails. And that was supposed to be like a year from now. Yeah. We went one episode, and then the very next episode, it was like, Meghan Markle, do you believe what's going on?
Well, last episode I told you that three podcast episodes in, she's starting to struggle because she had her friend on, and then she couldn't get any big guests. She had her friend come on, and now the story is she's fallen off the podcast charts. Which,
Well, to be fair, that's kind of why I'm here.
what's that?
You know, you couldn't get anybody, so you brought your friend on.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I did pitch Howard Stern first. I go, why don't we do a podcast together? And he said, literally, stop, lose my number. He said, we have to stop talking like this.
Who is this again? Go away.
Yeah, exactly. Who? The what? So she's fallen off. But what I find particularly hilarious, so there's different podcast charts out there. I don't pay attention to any of it. It's all kind of nonsense. But what's hilarious is she's being beaten. She's fallen so far down the podcast chart list that she's being beaten by a podcast called Sleep Cove, which helps listeners be guided to sleep with special meditations and sleep hypnosis.
Is that this show?
Our show, you mean?
Yeah.
I kind
We
of
kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a show that's literally designed to put you to sleep, and that's beating her in the podcast charts.
Well, it's always weird when I look. You see these videos on YouTube of like, I don't know, the most ridiculous things, and they have like hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just like, again, I think we're trying too hard. I think we just need to come out here. Maybe, I spin a what was that thing you had, like a broomstick around, like I'm in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I do that a few times, and then we get a million hits.
We call it a day. Well, what's funny too? Our clips do so well because it's just it's an era of clips right now. But it's like we put in a 2.5 hour last episode, and then like we took like 4 clips from that episode, and they all did like quadruple the amount of views.
Oh yeah,
the episode itself did.
It's like 30 seconds as opposed to 2.5 hours. I get that.
Yeah, which is so funny to me.
Yeah, should we just do 30-second shows?
That would be great. A 30-second podcast.
Just cram it all into 30 seconds. Just rapid fire.
Yeah,
they did that on. They did something like that on Family Guy. They did 6-second episodes, and he was like, "All right, tonight's our guest, blah 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 blah," and they pan over to the guest and go, "Oh, that's all the time we have. See you next time." And it was like 6-second episode.
That's fucking funny. Speaking of TV shows, The Connors came to an end. Did you watch The Connors?
I did not watch The Connors, but I did see a clip of the last episode, the final scene, I guess.
Yeah. So before you give your opinion on that, for people who aren't aware, this was Roseanne's comeback show. And then I forget, she said
Lost
something.
Her mind.
Yeah, and took some pills. She was one of the last few people that was like, "Oh, that was an Ambien thing." Like, everybody, remember for a while, everybody was drinking on Ambien and saying crazy shit.
Yeah. She went on like some kind of weird, crazy, anti-Semitic something or other rant, racist thing, and she blamed it on Ambien, and then that was it for her on the show. So they. Yeah. Instead of it being Roseanne, it was now the Connors. It was just basically Roseanne without Roseanne.
Right.
And they killed her off in the show.
And I like Roseanne. I think Roseanne is a comedy legend, but I wasn't watching the show when she was on it, and I wasn't going to watch the show. And I love John Goodman, but I can't stand around for that old.
I watched the show back when it was in the 90s.
Back in the day. But I think we all did. We didn't have a choice. It was good. It was the only funny. It was funny.
It was good. It was funny. And it was mandatory, right? Erin says it was a mandatory show.
It was one of seven. It was what? There was 4 networks.
We had 2 channels. Yeah. The rabbit ear antennas on the top of it.
We've turned into our grandparents. We really, really have.
Remember when there was like, let's see, it was 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. That was before cable. And then you got cable. And you're like, 100 channels.
Well, do you remember when you went like out of state? Like, I remember like the first time we went to like Philadelphia, they were like, "Oh, our NBC is on channel 43," and I was like, "What happens
How do you
here?
live? How do you? That's not a thing. What are you talking about?"
Like the TV doesn't even go up that high. 43. What do you guys do?
43. No, all the real channels are in the single digits, and then 11.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, how'd you guys get that wrong?
43. Why would you start there? Why wouldn't you just keep it all? That's such a weird place to put them.
I still don't understand it. What's crazy is when cable started, my family's got a house on the Jersey Shore, and it's kind of south, so it's almost equidistant to Philadelphia and New York City. So when cable came on, we would get Philly channels, and again, it would be on all these weird channels, and you were kind of like, whoa, what is it was literally like just studying a foreign culture. You were like, oh, this is their news, and look at their news anchor.
That's
like,
how they live one state over.
This isn't Chuck Scarborough. He's not like, who is this guy?
What are these weird people?
Yeah, it was a really strange thing that happened. But anyway,
what highway is that? That's a weird highway.
Yeah. So anyway, so then Roseanne got booted off, and then they decided to keep doing the Connors.
They went for a while. They went for a few years with that show.
I think you're right. Yeah, and so yeah, go ahead. You were saying about the finale.
So yeah. Well, the only thing I didn't see the last episode. I saw the last scene.
30 seconds. Yeah.
And it was, they were in the living room, the famous, the Roseanne living room. What's his name? John Goodman sitting on the couch. And I think his kids were around, and they all said goodnight. Everybody said goodnight to each other. And the last thing was John Goodman looks at the camera, breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Looks right at the camera, and he says goodnight to to the audience, I guess. Then he gets up and he goes, I guess, to his bedroom. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was the end. And then there was a scene. There's I don't know if this aired. It had to have aired, I guess. I saw another clip of them. They came out for the final bow to the audience,
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, so the background behind that is it was John Goodman's idea to look into camera.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was he was just in the living room, says goodnight, and then goes into the bedroom. But it was his idea to look into camera. Okay, here's what's confusing to me. In the finale of Roseanne, which was huge, the original show, he dies. Spoiler alert.
I think they did it as a dream or something. I don't even remember.
Yeah, right. That's how they. But then when she went crazy, they killed her off too. Is that what happened? This show, fucking. I mean, they have to be embarrassed by it. I mean, I know it's a great show, but it's kind of ridiculous what's happening with these. Oh, it's all a dream. It's such a fucking.
Always been that way though. There was back in in the heyday of sitcoms. They used to explain things away with, the whole thing was a dream. Well, what was that one show?
Dallas.
Well, it was Dallas. The whole fucking show was a dream. Everybody was pissed at that.
That was a whole season because that was Who Shot JR.
Was it the whole season or was it the whole show?
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. No. I thought, no, it was an entire, because it was Who Shot JR gets shot, I think, and killed. And then that whole season happens. And then the next season, he shows up, and it was and somebody wakes up, and it was like a whole dream.
Who did shoot JR? JR always gets the press.
It was Maggie.
Do we know? Was it Mikey?
I think it was Maggie. That's how they did it.
Maggie.
On The Simpsons. I don't remember how they actually did it.
That was a good cliffhanger. That was season, I want to say 6 or 7 of The Simpsons, and they ended the season with Who Shot Mr. Burns. That was a good one.
Yeah. Kendra, go back. We just did it. We did it a couple minutes ago. There's really not a lot of information out there. It was just a statement from the family. So just rewind a little bit. You'll catch up to that. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, and how did Rudy get on the show? Did you notice Rudy's in there? He is
in there. Yeah. What's his face? Why am I blanking on his name?
I know he's the Hobbit guy now. That's what he's really known. He'll always be Rudy to me.
Yeah. Samwise. I feel like it's Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, that's it.
Yeah, he's on the show. Katie Segal, she's on it.
She's on it too?
Yeah.
No shit.
I think she plays or played, I think. I'm not familiar too much with the show. I didn't really watch it. The Connors, I mean. I think she played his like girlfriend, maybe. John Goodman's girlfriend. I
Uh,
think.
oh, so he got a new fling.
I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%
Jesus.
sure.
Be great if Al Bundy just came. Wouldn't that would have been a way to end the show? Just have all the '90s sitcom people come back and have
Jeez, pig.
have none of
Fucking
it
love
make
that.
sense.
That was a great show. Married with Children was great.
And do you know that they didn't want him on that show, Ed O'Neill?
I heard that. What was the story with that?
I heard him tell the story recently. The showrunners wanted him, the head of the network didn't. And they were basically like the network guy was like, whatever. He's like, it doesn't look. He's like, I don't even want to be bothered anymore. Like, just you want to take it, you take it. The show's not going to make it with this guy. And then it went on like an 11-year run. And
Oh yeah, it was the biggest thing in the '90s. That was because
yeah,
it was that. And to be fair, Roseanne, the show Roseanne, there was such departures from your average sitcom. Was very, you know, wholesome family kind of thing, and these were rough shows that were like not your traditional stories. So they pushed the envelope.
I don't know what they were doing. Like, what happened on that show? Like, they were just a family again in the house, and everybody's
Yeah,
struggling
I guess
still.
so. I mean, same deal, I guess. You got the sister there. Jackie was the sister, and you got his kids. I think some of them were. I don't know if I feel like some of them the two daughters were maybe married at the time. I don't know. Again, I feel like they brought in new people. Like Sean Astin may have been a husband to one of them. I don't know the setup, but
Yeah,
I know they added a bunch of characters. I don't know what the job situation. I remember watching Roseanne back in the day and being like scared of John Goodman's character. Like he was
yeah,
a tough. When he got pissed off,
yes,
you didn't know what He would be like he would flip out and just go on like a tire. Like you would be nervous. He was like that. He had that Tony Soprano energy of you don't know what he's gonna do.
yes. Do you remember the episode where a woman was getting hit, and he went over and he fucked the guy up, and then the cops came to his house and arrested him? I remember
Yeah,
watching that, going, "Oh, this is what a real man does." Like, he knows he's
yeah,
getting in trouble, but he's doing it anyway because
yeah. That was great.
it's right, even though it's wrong.
Yeah, I think it was Roseanne's sister. I think it was Jackie. She
She
was
was she was
the one
getting hit.
getting hit. Yeah, and he went over, and that was great.
Like, it was no big deal. Like, didn't he come back and like crack a beer or something and sit on the
Yeah,
couch? His knuckles are bleeding.
I think the scene, like if I'm remembering correctly, when he hurt, like they were talking about it in like the kitchen or something, and he just didn't even say anything. He just turned around, grabbed his coat, and walked out the door. Like
Right,
he didn't say, "All right,
right,
I'll be back." He just left, not
right.
telling them where he was going or what he was doing, and he just went right there.
Fucking Batman style, just quiet. Like, no, yeah. That was great. He does not get enough credit for being one of the best actors we've had over the last like 30 years.
No, he was great, especially in that role. And the stuff he was. I remember when the first. I feel like the first movie I remember him in, and being surprised. I was like, "Really, John Goodman's in this?" Was Arachnophobia.
Right.
Remember going, "Oh, what?" And he was like a little comic relief in it. It was funny. He was good.
He
It
nobody
wasn't his
bl-
first movie, but it was. I remember. I feel like one of his first was like Raising Arizona, which he was great in.
Oh, I thought Arachnophobia was his first movie. You're right.
I think
Raising
Raising
Arizona was
Arizona
his
came
first.
before that.
Yeah, you're very right. But he was one of those guys who blurred the lines between television and movies at a time where you didn't make those
Yeah.
transitions.
Hmm.
And even he went back to TV with no issue. So several times he would just
He
go
did.
back to TV. How great was he on The West Wing? He was great on The West Wing.
Absolutely, man. He could do a lot. He was versatile, or is versatile. And then I feel like another thing that helped whenever like you thought they're gonna make a live action Flintstones movie, like, well, it has to be John Goodman. He has to play Fred.
He didn't want to, too.
Really?
Yeah, that was another movie. I don't think he wanted to do that movie. I forget what the circumstances were. But if you notice, like those 90s sitcom things fizzle after a while. Like Full House made a big comeback on Netflix, and then that didn't really, it was like 3 seasons or something, and then that was gone.
There's a few that don't. Yeah, the revival didn't make it. Like, let's see, Frasier only went 2 seasons, and that was it.
Right.
Murphy Brown went 1 season, came back, went for 1 season. I feel like there was a handful of others that, yeah, sometimes they don't. The Connors went a bunch of years. They hung in there.
I remember I interviewed Paul Reiser only because he was doing like an appearance nearby. It was one of those situations where I was like, holy shit, I shouldn't be getting this caliber of a guest.
That's a good guest.
And he goes, yeah, he's like, nobody really knows about this yet, but we're bringing back Mad About You. And I'm like, he's saying it to me. And I'm like, fuck, I got a viral clip here. Like, I am so fucking excited. Put the clip out and went nowhere. Turns out Mad About You was on some cable network streaming service that they were trying.
On some weird service that nobody saw. I was waiting for it to come out. I heard rumors about it. I was like, oh, Mad About You's coming back. This is great. And it's got the cast and everybody's in it. And then I couldn't find it anywhere. It was on this obscure thing and nobody ever saw it. I was like, oh, if it was on somewhere where I could see it, I would have watched it.
Yeah.
That was a good show. I
know. And there was like that weird time before streaming really dominated and whatever. Mighty Ducks is another one. I just was reading a thing about Emilio Estevez was pissed because he left the Mighty Ducks TV show reboot that Disney did, and then he got so angry that he wrote a 4th movie and was like, I'll do this right now for like next to nothing. And then Disney was like, we just can't do it. We can't do it at all.
You imagine Emilio Estevez comes to you and says, I want to do another Mighty Ducks movie. How do you turn that down? Of course, that's gonna be, if it doesn't quite make more than it earns, it's gonna get it's gonna be successful. I feel. How could it? I mean,
the TV show tanked so bad apparently after they got rid of him that they felt like there's nobody's sticking around.
That.
Yeah,
but if you have some of the original, like Joshua Jackson and some of the original people from the movies.
Yeah.
And you put Emilio Estevez back as one of the leads.
Be great.
You're gonna get a bit, because Mighty Ducks 3 didn't do very well, I don't think, because he was only in it for like a couple of minutes, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Emilio Estevez. If you brought him back and did like a, maybe they're in the pros or they're in the minor leagues or whatever, something. I think he had an idea. I think I heard a thing where he was saying it was something about he was coaching like a women's league or a women's team or something.
That was it. That was the movie. That's the 4th movie he was writing. Yeah.
I mean,
what's hilarious is he didn't even want to do those movies, but he was doing them to make money so he could do all the other independent movies that he loves to do, which is so funny to me.
He had I got to tell you, one of my favorite movies with him is Loaded Weapon. Did you ever see Loaded Weapon?
Yeah, so good.
Oh my gosh, it's so friggin' funny. Him and Samuel L. Jackson. They should do a Loaded Weapon too. And friggin' what's his name? John Lovitz.
Yeah, John Lovitz. So fucking funny. So
that's fucking funny movie. That was a good one.
What were the ones with Frank Drebin? With
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. Oh my god, I keep getting Naked Gun clips on my.
Did you see Did you see the trailer for the new Naked Gun?
Yeah, with Leslie Nielsen.
It looks funny. I'm in.
I was against it until I forget what it was. They do like a little wink and a nod to the original one.
Oh yeah. They're all looking at pictures of their dads.
Yeah,
and they do the OJ one. He's like,
I was like, all right, there might be something here. Rhonda says, John Goodman lived across the street from me. Where? That's amazing.
Ooh. Back in the day, or how long ago? That's pretty cool.
I was about to say no one interesting ever lived across the street from me until I forgot who lived across the street from me. Who we don't talk about, who we don't discuss.
No, that's something.
Yeah, the Coen brothers knew how to use John Goodman. The Big Lebowski. He's fucking great. He's so great. And every role is so super different. And he pulls off every single role.
Big Lebowski, I forget. He's in a bunch of shit that's so
Not to mention that
Very
he's a
underrated.
fat guy, so I immediately just side with him and root for him. Frankie
So
C,
this is a weird gun.
is this what you saw?
Let me see. It doesn't. Maybe that could be it. Like, if can I describe what I saw?
Yeah,
It fires metal, like magnetized things that it's so quiet.
electromagnetic. Yes.
Electromagnetic. It doesn't. You don't even hear it fire. There's no gunpowder. There's no boom of a gun. It just shoots these things quietly,
Yeah.
and it's just magnetized. It's not even like a.
It's not even a bullet. It's just
It's
like
not even a bullet. It's a
it's like
piece
a
of metal
signal.
projectile. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a disc. It's
Oh,
like a
is
little.
it?
Yeah, it's like a little frisbee, a tiny. Like the size. I don't know how big it is. I would say the size of like a quarter, and
Interesting.
and maybe a little thicker, like a not that thick, like a junior mint, maybe a little flatter, a little
Refreshing.
wider.
It's delicious.
Yeah. Do they have what it shoots like in this video?
They don't show it in this video, courtesy of CBS News on TikTok. Thanks for the clip. But I don't know what the white thing is under. I just love this whole. This just looks huge. Like this guy, who's cooler than this guy right now?
Now, who is this? Is this us? Is this another country?
No, this is in the Vatican. So I don't know if this is the Vatican police or Italy, or I don't know who exactly it is. Because the Vatican is its own country, right?
Yes.
So I'm not quite sure who, but I love that. Really, all it does, that whole huge, intimidating thing, and all it really does is break the signal between the drone and the remote that's powering the drone, or that's directing the drone.
What are you talking about?
That's all it does. When they shoot it, all it does is interferes with.
Oh, then we're talking about two different things.
No, I don't think we are.
If it's just shooting a signal down, shooting a signal at a drone, then I saw a thing today on Instagram or wherever that it's like a gun, but it shoots like discs instead of bullets.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not sure.
If this is just shooting like radar or some kind of signal, then that's different.
Well, it says that Oh yeah, here. See, they work by disrupting the link between the drone and the operator itself, forcing the drone to come down.
Okay, so it's shooting like a electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, that's what it said in the previous electromagnetic rifles. That's all it says. It doesn't say exactly what it is.
I saw a thing today, like it was a gun that it shot. It was like it acts like a gun. It's not for drones. Then it acts like a gun, and instead of shooting bullets with gunpowder, it shoots little metal like discs, I guess, or like they look like little hockey pucks, tiny little things, and they're just propelled by magnets instead of gunpowder. And it's just boom, and it's just you don't even hear the gun. It just shoots this thing.
That's so
I don't know where. I just literally saw a clip as I was scrolling by, and that was it.
That's just so fucking cool.
Crazy shit they got out there.
I love shit like that. Like
crazy tech.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for like laser guns, and I'm waiting for a lightsaber. I feel like we're close. They did a thing where they were able to treat light as a solid object. They had it like pass through some. The scientists had light pass through what looked like. Sure, there was more to it. Looked like a fish tank, and they would put their hand in or something, and they would be able to push the light, not like not a wave. Like you push the light will go through this fish tank, and then they would put their hand in and be able to mess with the actual light beam. And it was like I don't know if they could feel it, but there's like a step. I feel like we're one step closer to getting lightsabers. Is what I got from that.
This makes me feel good. Like, I think we're going to need lightsabers and electromagnetic pulsing, because if we're going to have any chance to keep the AI drones down, the AI robots down, that's going to be it.
Lightsabers would be an amazing thing.
Oh, I would love a lightsaber. Well, we were doing a story and somebody sent us like a bunch. They were like, go to this YouTuber. He actually made it. He made a lightsaber. I forget how. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I've seen that. It looks like a lightsaber, but
It
all it
wasn't.
is a plasma, like a torch, like a welding torch, but like it's a long flame almost. But
Mm.
it's a plasma torch. And yeah, it looks like the blade of a lightsaber, but it's really just a huge, picture a lightsaber with no, I don't know, it's not going to hit, I don't know, it's just a really like a 3 foot long plasma torch, basically.
Paul's pitching
But
a
it looks cool.
Paul's pitching a dildo saber. Has anybody tried to do that?
Uh, I would want to know. I mean, is it a stupid question to ask why?
You know why?
Oh, then I don't think anybody's done that.
Because when you're on when you're in the galaxy, sometimes you can get a little lonely.
I mean, your lack of dildo sabers disturbs me.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. Because sometimes you don't need to know who your father is, but you need to know who your daddy is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
I mean, I think if you give me four more minutes, I can come up with a great slogan for a dildo saber.
Hmm.
Bird's into it. Bird's ready to invest, I think.
May I force it in you?
Ah.
May the force be in you. Okay. Okay.
You guys tripping over the same joke. We lost Erin. I don't know what happened. I just put the thing up for game time and then she left.
All right. Game time.
Apparently she's upset about dildo sabers. Doesn't
She's coming in. She's coming in.
Paul likes Robin's tagline. Yeah, see, we might have something here with the dildo sabers.
All right.
I mean, think about it. A cuck dildo saber. Oh, now we're really branching out to
God.
future lines.
Welcome to the show, hon.
Hi.
Well, when you think about it, you could even shape it like Darth Vader's helmet. That's going to work for you, if you don't go with the lightsaber view or shape, whatever.
I'll come back later.
There's 2 shots to every Schwartz. There's a light. I don't know.
Supposedly we're getting a Spaceballs too, but I haven't heard shit. I don't know what's going on with it.
It's anything like History of the World 2. It's not going to be good.
That wasn't good. I never saw it. I was on Amazon.
I don't even remember what it was on, but it was a series. It was a bunch of episodes, and I watched the first one, and it was just not funny at all. I just
that's what
couldn't.
It was. It was a series, right? Yeah, that's where they went wrong. I bet.
It was, it had all new comedians that were like, the comedians you recognize them all, but they just were throwing jokes at each other. And it was just joking for the sake of it. There was no it just wasn't, the jokes just weren't funny. They weren't hitting at all.
Ugh, hate that. Don't love Mel Brooks. All right, Erin, we're ready for this new game.
Okay, this new game, you don't need a pencil, you don't need any paper, but you do need honesty because we're playing on the honor system tonight.
Uh-oh.
And this game is called Consequences. I have 10 questions for you guys, everyone in the chat. And the idea is I am going to ask you a question, and if you get it right, good for you. But if you get it wrong, you have to do something. And that's the consequence. There are consequences to the game tonight. If you get it wrong, I'm going to ask you to do something.
These are trivia questions?
Yep, these are all entertainment trivia questions. However, if you don't want to do it, no one's forcing you to do it. You can drop out at any time, you can keep playing, but you can't win if you don't do the thing, if you don't answer the question right.
Ooh.
Or do the thing that I tell you to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm terrified by this. Yes.
Yeah, you should be. It's a weird night, my friends. So
be afraid.
Okay, so basically you have to answer the question. If you answer the question correctly, you're safe. And it's the honor system. I don't know. I mean, you two have to answer it, but people in the chat, put it in the chat. But if you don't put it in the chat and you still got it right, just good for you. I'm not going to come to your house. But if you get it wrong, you have to do what I tell you to do. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can play the next round, but you cannot win if you don't do the thing that I tell you to do if you get the question wrong. Got it?
Got it. Okay,
Got
now
it.
Rhonda said what I was thinking. Are there
What?
any dildos involved in this game?
There's no dildos involved. There's no dildos involved, but
Rats.
and then there's one more thing is that Frank can't win because he knows the answer to two of them, but he can play.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you're the only, and is Cuddles playing?
Oh, I don't know. Do you want Cuddles to play?
I always want Cuddles to play.
So is it like you ask one question and we both have to
Yes.
answer that same question?
Yes. And if you get it wrong, you have to do what I tell you to do for each question. No
Okay.
dildos. I can't keep saying this.
You wouldn't have to deal
We
with this on
added
a
in-
Hallmark set. I'll tell you that right now.
Could we add dildos in at our discretion?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just-
Friday.
I'm just trying to get a handle on the rules here.
She makes a good point. It is Friday. I mean, if this was Wednesday, she could have shot that down.
Frank,
All right.
you've swung really far in the pendulum from I don't understand how you would do a lightsaber dildo to can we add dildos at our discretion? Did you get whiplash from changing your position so quickly on dildos?
Notice I didn't say lightsaber dildos.
Yeah, you didn't. All right. Everybody in the chat get what I'm saying?
I think so. I don't. What is?
All right.
I don't know
What?
that. Okay.
That's the person with the headphones on waving.
Oh, okay, got it. Looks like a cool character. Okay, go ahead, Erin. We're ready.
Okay, the first question, an entertainment question. Again, put it in the chat if you want. Don't look up the answers. These are pretty much all questions with answers. But and I'll let you know, Frank, ahead of time, which is the one that you can't answer. I think it's 8 and 10. But anyway, okay. So the first one is, which movie was shipped to theaters under the code name Cobra? G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Transformers? And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the one with Megan Fox, not the one we saw when we were 12.
Okay.
Oh, that matters. That's important, actually.
That's two different things. Okay, which one was shipped under the code name Cobra? I can go for the obvious guess.
Wait, is this just Frank's question, or are we all answer
No,
this
it's
one?
everybody. Everybody in the
Gotcha.
chat. If you write it down and you get it wrong, you have to do what I say. If you do it right
Got it.
and you get it right, then you're safe.
Can Anthony and I collaborate and come up with the same answer?
Sure.
Okay, because I have no idea.
Okay, so in what were the choices again?
G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Megan Fox, or Transformers. I think
So
also with
in-
Megan Fox.
Oh, yeah. In G.I. Joe, the name of the bad guy organization is Cobra.
Is Cobra. Everybody is saying G.I. Joe in the chat.
Okay. I think we're going to have to go G.I. Joe on this one simply because it's the only one that has Cobra in the movie.
Robin, is G.I. Joe? I can't with you guys.
G.I. Dildo.
G.I. Dildo. Lord.
All right, I'm
Got the
going
Kung Fu grip. Okay, what?
I'm going. Oh, nice. I'm going G.I. Joe with Frank.
Yeah, we're going to say G.I. Joe.
Okay, it's closed in the chat, and the answer is Transformers. Transformers was shipped to theaters under the codename Cobra. I got basically
Why?
all of you.
Oh my God.
So if you
Why?
got it wrong, you two have to tell me, and everybody who got it wrong has to write in the chat your first celebrity crush.
Oh, okay. That's great. And I love this. We all know who got it wrong. So
Mhm.
every one of these people has to put in. I know we're getting all errand because
Yeah.
we just heard the first one like, oh, this isn't that bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
wait till we get
G.I. Joe.
wrong.
Cobra. I got it.
No, I'm saying our first celebrity crush is not that bad of a thing. We're getting set.
Oh.
The hammer's
Will you be
coming.
quiet?
The hammer's coming. All right. First celebrity crush.
Gotta think.
Okay, we're getting some Jordan Knight of New Kids on the Block, same as Frank. Alyssa Milano.
Hey.
Farrah. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, Robin, you know what's funny? My coworker had a baby today and named her Farrah. We thought it was,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, Farrah Jane. All right, Farrah, I'm guessing Fawcett for Robin, the chick who played Topanga, Superman. Nice.
oh,
All right,
Superman.
you two,
Oh, that's
let's
funny
go.
because I agree with both Bird and Rhonda. No, I had a big crush on Topanga, but I had an earlier one than that. I just thought of it the other day. I can't remember. I'll let you go,
was it
Frank.
Saved by the Bell? Was it like Kelly Kapowski?
No, it wasn't. It was somebody.
Hmm.
It was like in an 80s movie, and I just saw a clip of it, and like I just reconnected with it. I was like, "Oh my god, I think this is why I might like brunettes in you know, in
Was it Buzz's
blazers."
girlfriend from Home Alone?
No, stop it.
Woof.
There's a lot of good ones coming in here.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
seriously.
This will age me so bad. Mac Davis. Who's Mac Davis?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Mac
I'm
Davis
sorry,
sounds
Patty.
familiar.
I'm sorry, Patty. I don't know who Mac David is. Robert
Johnny
Plant.
Johnny Depp
Robert.
and Xena the Warrior Princess. That is a good cocktail.
Yeah.
I
Oh
have to say,
God.
Xena the Warrior Princess. I remember it was on like Channel 11 or whatever on a Saturday. I remember just scrolling around watching. And all of a sudden, I land on Xena the Warrior Princess, and Xena and her sidekick, I don't remember her name, were in like this like hot springs, like naked, and they were like playing around and splashing. I was like, this this is something. I remember watching it, going, "This something
It's kind of
is
hot.
happening here."
Yeah.
This might not be great for regular TV, but it
Mm.
was very very risque at the moment.
Is that
I-
your answer, Frank? Because I noticed you haven't said anything.
I have not said anything. I feel like my very first celebrity crush, man, going back.
All right, think about it because I got a couple of things to go through here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. David Cassidy, remind me, we're going to come back to this. I have a David Cassidy story for you. Robert Plant always grossed me out. Paul said Matt Dillon. Paul also said Dukes of Hazzard. I had a big crush on Daisy Duke. She was super hot, but I just remembered what my first celebrity crush was. So I'll share that with you guys in a second. Well, what do you want? The David Cassidy story or the
Give it a crush.
all right, okay. My first crush is Marty McFly's mom. What's her name?
Oh yeah, Leah Thompson.
Oh my god.
That's a great one. Damn. Can I say
Enchantment
that
Under
one?
the Sea dance? Come on, that fucking dress.
That's a great answer.
She was always gorgeous.
And I gotta say, she was like, I know it's not that. I mean, you ever see Howard the Duck?
I was just gonna bring it up.
She's like half naked in that movie.
It's a weird thing. She's having sex with a duck, but
She had sex with a duck. I don't know what to tell you, but
as a young boy, you're like, "Oh, the duck's cool," and she's,
and it's half naked Leah Thompson in a lingerie. It's like, okay,
yeah. I literally just reconnected that those were my first like sexual feelings was for Leah Thompson.
that's not bad. That's a good
Yeah.
one. That is a good one. Hmm. Okay. I mean, if we're going, man, it's hard to pin it down to the very first one.
Wonder Woman too for me. Yeah, the original Wonder Woman.
My
God.
I could see why, but I never watched Wonder Woman and never got into that.
She's prettier than the
Robin
new
has
Wonder
answered
Woman.
4 times before you have answered once, Frank.
I have to agree with Leah Thompson, but I will also say another Back to the Future person was his not Elizabeth Shue, the first one.
Yeah, the first girlfriend.
First
Yeah, she was
girlfriend.
pretty.
She was pretty in that one. She was a good. I don't know if I would call it a crush, but I thought she was cute. But if I'd have to probably go with then maybe Kelly Kapowski.
Sears catalog. Sorry. Yeah, she was really pretty.
Oh, Kelly was the most beautiful. Yeah, she was never lost her looks too either the whole way. The whole
Yeah.
way. Who's the one from the Wonder Years? I also had a big crush on her.
Winnie
Danica
Cooper.
McKellar.
Winnie Cooper. Oh my God. There was like a time when we were like in our teens and she came out like she did a Maxim, I think. Holy, it wasn't even naked. It wasn't even nude, fully nude. It didn't have to be. I was just like, oh my God, it's never going to get better than this. It's never going to get better than Winnie Cooper in like leather.
Is Maxim even a thing anymore?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe
Anyway,
it's
I'll
an
go.
Instagram account or something like that. I don't know.
I'll go with Kapowski.
All right. That's good. Lots of comments here, Aaron. That was a good one. Everybody liked admitting their crush. Let's see how everybody feels in 2.5 minutes.
I remember instead of Sears, Glamour magazine. Glamour.
Oh, my David Cassidy story, really quick. David Cassidy came and played one of the local theaters near here.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine used to run. And he told me it was like the only time they had to beef up security because the old women were so crazed. One woman actually sent her panties to the theater like
ahead
of time to see if they could get it to him. Okay.
Did it get to him?
No, it did not get to him. But this was maybe 8 or 9 years ago, and he's old. So just to show you how much of a looker David Cassidy was, that in his 50s, he was still slaying women, that they were insane enough to be sending panties to him.
Well, you say that, but I remember 12, 13, 14 years ago, my brother and I went to a Tom Jones concert. My brother's number one his number one act is Tom Jones. And we went to the show, and he's on stage at or theater around here, and by the end of the show, the stage is covered with women's underwear and bras and everything. It's insane. And it was so funny because it's not even like, like you'd think they're throwing them. I saw one woman just walk down to the stage like she was like handing someone like a playbill or something. Just walked down to the stage, puts the thing like
it turns around
very nonchalantly, just puts it on the stage, turns around and walks away. There was no like pageantry to it. There was no woo, it was just placing it. But then he stops in the middle of a song. He's singing a song. He stops, he looks down, he picks one up, and it was like this big. It was like, and he goes, the band stopped. He goes, the older I get, the bigger these get. It was the funniest freaking thing.
So on the stage, it was just like 100 pairs of women's underwear and a pair of your brother's underwear, all on the stage.
That's pretty much what it was.
Got
just
it.
A pair of boxer shorts right in the middle of the whole thing.
Simpsons boxer shorts, no less, I bet.
Well, yeah.
Or Star Wars. All right, Aaron, we're ready for question number 2.
Okay, question number 2 is, which one of these females does not go by her middle name? So one of these people goes by her actual first name. So Parker Posey, Margaret Qualley, or Meghan Markle.
All right. See, that felt intentional.
Okay. I know Parker Posey. Her middle name, she has a middle name. It's not Parker. Her middle name is I can't think of what it is, but she has a middle name. So she doesn't go by her middle name. So it's not her.
Okay.
Margaret Qualley.
I don't even know who that is.
She's the one from The Substance. She was the younger Demi Moore.
Didn't see The Substance. Sorry.
She's Andy McDowell's daughter.
Oh, Andy McDowell's gorgeous. I love her. So hot.
So it's either Margaret Qualley or who was the other one?
Meghan Markle.
Or Meghan Markle.
So even you forgot about her.
I did forget about it. I'm going to go with, this is tough. I'll go with Margaret Qualley.
Me too, because I refuse to pick Meghan Markle for anything.
Wait.
Let's see what the people in the chat. Yeah.
Wait, Frank, you already got the answer before.
What do you mean I got the answer before?
You said you knew Parker Posey's middle name.
I know she has a middle name, but she doesn't. You said who goes by their middle name?
Who does not? Two of these women go by their middle
Oh.
name.
Oh, okay. So I'm going by Parker Posey.
Parker Posey then.
All right. You're right. Margaret Qualley's first name is Sarah, and Meghan Markle's first name is Rachel. So the answer was Parker Posey.
How much that pissed him off.
She's not. She can't even get. She's so.
She can't even get her first name right.
Not genuine. I can't stand her. That's a fucking piece of shit.
To be fair,
What's wrong with Rachel?
Rachel
Rachel's great.
Markle.
That's a great
Oh,
name.
Rachel's a great name. Sure. But Rachel Markle and Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle sounds better.
Yeah, you're right. I
Rolled
hate that
up
you're
a
right.
little
You're right, though. You're right.
Okay, if you guys got this wrong, you have to type the name of your first real life crush.
bit. Ooh.
Oh,
You two can say it if you want, but you got it right, so you don't have to. But I'd love to hear it.
no, I don't even know who it's funny. I thought about somebody that I had a little fling with the other day that I hadn't thought about in, I don't even fucking know how long. And I thought to myself, it's weird how you just forget whole entire huge chunks of your life. You just forget it.
Well, when you're 55 years old, that's bound to happen.
I know, it's so sad. Who's my first crush?
You don't have to answer it.
I don't even know if I could. If I want to. I don't even know if I could.
I don't remember her last name, but I remember in first, second, or third grade, I had a crush on this girl. Her name was Ryan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't remember her last name though.
I like a girl with a guy's name. I know that sounds weird, but I like that. I don't know.
Like Paul or Lewis.
Oh, I was about to make a joke, but I can't because you're still watching Curb. Wait till you get to. We'll come back to it. I can't even remember. I know it had to be somebody in kindergarten or first grade or something like that. I can't even remember. I can't. Oh, you know what I do? Her name was Danielle. It was like
Oh,
first grade or something.
that's a sweet name.
Yeah.
I know everybody in the school you went. I can't think of
She
that.
left our school before you got there. Yeah.
All right.
African American girl, just so you know. See?
All right.
Girl Pollyanna is diverse.
Good for you.
Well, you know the neighborhood we grew up in, there was not a lot of diversity in that neighborhood. So it was amazing that she was
weird
there.
that you had to mention it.
She tickled my love. I don't even know where I'm going. Let's just move on. She didn't tickle anything of mine in reality.
Okay.
But I thought she was really cute. Yeah.
That's awesome. We've learned
hold on.
something about Ant tonight.
This sounds like a fucking JSAB's premise. I had a crush on the man I used to babysit his kids.
Oh boy.
That's a JSAB story right there. Bird. Ooh, Ant does DEI crushing to port him.
You see it?
There goes all our federal funding, Frank.
No, that's it. We're cut off.
Oh, shit. That's so funny. Yeah.
All right. Next question. Let's see what we got.
Okay. The next one is about the Smurfs. Smurf berries were revealed by the creator to be an actual substance. What? 1, honeysuckle, 2, sarsaparilla, or 3, huckleberries? Smurf berries were revealed to be what? Honeysuckle, sarsaparilla, or huckleberries?
Why don't you just tell me what I have to do? Because I have no fucking idea.
You got a 1 in 3 shot here, pal.
I don't even know if I'm going to get these words out. I don't know.
I feel like the obvious would be what was it? The last one was something berry.
Dingleberries.
Huckleberry.
I think it was
Dingleberry.
Boys.
Paul said dingleberries. Everybody's saying huckleberries. I'm kind of going to go with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say huckleberry as well because sarsaparilla, I don't think is a berry, unless I'm wrong there. And what was the other one?
Honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle, I feel like is a flower, I think, and not a berry, but I'm not sure on that one. I'll say huckleberry.
Raven says sarsaparilla is my aunt's nickname. I don't know if that's good or not. I'm not sure what that means.
A good nickname,
That has
sarsaparilla.
to be longer than her name, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go cuckleberry too.
Cuckleberry.
Yeah.
Huckleberry.
All right, Aaron.
I'll go cuckleberry.
Okay, I think the only person who got this right was Raven. If she guessed sarsaparilla, because it was sarsaparilla.
Oh no! What?
Oh no.
So if you got
Sarsaparilla.
this wrong, which was basically all of you, you have to write a cartoon character you crushed on. You all know you did.
Oh, easy. Back in easy. What's her name? Roger Rabbit's wife.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit. There's no doubt about it. Jessica
That's
Rabbit.
a slam dunk. I feel like everybody.
Yeah.
That's everybody's answer.
Yeah. 1,000,000%.
That's a good one. That one and Chitara from fucking Thundercats.
From Thundercats. Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, another one of those moments of where you're like, why do I like her? What's happening?
Oh, that's a tight outfit she's got.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if there's any other characters I fancied, cartoon characters.
I mean, there are like, Marge Simpson, all the moms, like the wives from the cartoons.
The Disney princesses are all kind of hot.
Like, what's her name? Flintstone, Wilma, Betty.
Yeah, Betty Flint. Yeah.
Betty Rubble.
I thought Betty Rubble was hotter than Wilma.
I agree.
Cool. Who's the hottest Disney princess? I'm going Ariel.
Hottest Disney princess. It's a tough one.
Snow White, second place.
Princess Leia.
That's kind of cheating, but you
get
away with it. Give it to you. All right, Aaron. What are we? 3 questions in?
This will be number 4. And this is in Miss Congeniality, when the character of Cheryl / Miss Rhode Island is asked to describe her perfect date. She responds with an actual date on the calendar. Does she choose April 24th, which was yesterday, April 25th, which was today, or April 26th, which is tomorrow, except for Aussie Annie, we're going by American rules. So did she choose April 24th yesterday, April 25th today, or April 26th tomorrow?
I know this one.
One of the funniest bits ever. Because I remember she's like, because the weather is just perfect. But this is
you just
tough.
need a light jacket.
Yeah. Really funny line. I don't know. I mean, this is like, know the date.
I know the date. It's 25th.
Oh, because out of the gate, Bird and Robin are saying the 26th.
I'm confident it's the 25th. I'm 99% sure it's the 25th.
TD is with you. Aussie is kind of technically with you. 26th her time, 25th our time. Tim says 25th.
The date she says 25th.
Yeah, I'm going to say 25th. I'm going to go with 25th.
It's not too hot. It's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket.
Yep, you guys are right. But if you said another date, Raven thinks that Goofy is hot because he was a good dude and a good dad. Wow, Raven, you are bold. Okay, but if you did not say the 25th and you want to play to win, you have to type in a scene from cinema, legit cinema, not, porn, that you find sexy or hot.
Oh. Nothing from a porn, though?
Nothing from a porn, though.
Damn, I was going to quote Night Nurses from New Jersey. Do you remember that?
How you doing, honey? It's like, oh, God.
Do you know where that joke is from?
No.
It was one of those movies where the kid manages the baseball team and they go on the road and he orders the porn in the hotel and it's Night Nurses from New Jersey. And he gets caught, but then the next day they're on a road trip and the next day he's asleep in the dugout and one of the pitchers looks at him and goes, Another victim of night nurses from New Jersey because he was up late. It's so fucking funny. All right. Well, Christella, Robin, and Bird and Aussie Annie all definitely got that wrong. So, and then Bird said, "Oh no, all I can think of is porn."
Get out of my head. I have to think of a real movie.
That's so funny, Aussie Annie, because she wrote the pottery scene in Ghost, and mine is the scene in Dirty Dancing where they dance and take each other's clothes off. And it's both Patrick Swayze, so I guess we're Swayze sisters.
Oh, interesting. Oh, the pottery scene in Ghost. Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's one of those.
That was a big one, I guess, right?
Well, big one back. Yeah, sure.
What was yours, Erin, when they undressed
Dirty
him? What?
Dancing. They're dancing, but I think, don't you feel like crying? Or Cry to Me. Cry to Me by, I think, Solomon Burke. And they just start, it's Dirty Dancing. I mean, we kind of told you what was going to happen. But anyway, the point is they're taking each other's clothes off. And I just remember being kind of young and being like, that's pretty great.
Got it. Interesting. Okay. Is this the first one or the best one?
I don't know. I guess whatever you want. I don't really. It's late. Whatever you want to do.
I've seen
Did you ever see the movie Time Cop?
A long time ago.
I know this is out of nowhere, but there's a point to this.
It really is. I'm waiting to see where we go.
There's literally like a 5-second scene.
Yeah. Where
a guy running the time machine place has a virtual reality goggles on. It's like the middle of the movie. And it goes from one scene to him watching some girl naked on a bed. And it's like 5 seconds. It's the only, I don't even think they say the F word in the movie. But there's like 5 seconds of this naked girl on the bed. And then it cuts back to Time Cop. It's the weirdest. Like they just put this in there for no reason. This is just a very weird scene. It was like, I remember we went to the movies to see this with my father and my stepmother at the time. And all of a sudden this scene comes on and we're all like, oh, what? It's just a very weird movie.
That's your scene? That's the scene that...
I mean, it's not the first, I guess, but that was just out of nowhere.
I think I didn't say the first. For some reason, I brought it to the first. But whatever you like, whatever.
We didn't have to answer this one because we got it right.
That's right. Yeah, I'm struggling to think. I don't know. I'm sure there is one. I just can't think of one right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, come back to me on that.
It was probably Time Cop. All right.
Time Cop.
Okay. Next up, we're halfway through, with what is the last word in Gone with the Wind? The film Gone with the Wind. Damn, day, or wind?
I think it's day. I think it's fiddle-dee-dee. Tomorrow's another day.
Robin and...
Damn, day, or wind?
Robin and Bird have been in sync on these.
I don't think it's wind. I feel like that would be a famous line. I can't remember what the line would be. With wind in it.
Raven saying day.
I broke wind. that was the last line of the movie. It was I broke wind.
I love that. Was really
funny. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That was his last line of the movie, but it wasn't the last line of the movie. Pretty sure.
I have no clue. I'm gonna say day because everybody's saying day.
I'm gonna say day as well.
Okay, the polls are closed. The answer is day, but not for what Frank said. She says, I'll think about that tomorrow. After all, tomorrow is another day.
And she says fiddle-dee-dee?
She does in the movie. It's 3.5 hours. She does say that. Okay, but the whole thing is that... I'm sorry, hon, I didn't mean to be mean to you. But here's the thing. This one's not sexy. If you got it wrong, you have to type the names of the 7 dwarfs in the chat. Just type it in. Just do it.
You can't do them?
Dopey, sneezy, grumpy,
Come on.
Sharpie.
Kidding? What'd you say? Herpes?
Sharpie.
Sharpie?
Herpes, chlamydia,
Sharpie.
gonorrhea.
Herpes, yeah.
God.
Gonorrhea was good. Gonorrhea didn't make it.
Gonorrhea. Happy, grumpy, sleepy, dopey, sneezy, bashful doc.
Nice.
But that's just because you did. That's a Seinfeld reference. What you just did.
Seinfeld reference. No, it's
Doesn't
not.
Seinfeld name the?
Oh, he says the law firm.
Oh,
Segment Ben and Robert Oppenheimer Tap.
that's
Segment Ben and Robert Oppenheimer Tap. So
that's it.
Okay. No one is playing anymore. They just got
Slouchy.
slouchy and premature at Jackie.
Premature Jackie is not very popular among his friends. He's not invited to many parties.
Yeah, because he comes too early.
Oh, yes. Clip it.
I'm like, I'll let them off easy. I won't do a sexy one or a revealing one, and it got the most ridiculous answers.
That may have been the funniest thing you ever said on this show.
God.
Yeah, take credit for it, Paul. He's a genius. He's a genius. Cucky's also good. Cucky.
Cucky.
You didn't
He
know
gets his own share.
He was always in the corner.
In the corner.
Sandy, you're missing one. But
They're
if
all
you get the
mining and
one you're
Cucky's just in the
Cucky. Poor Cucky.
Sandy, you're missing one, but if you get the one you're missing, you're the only person who followed the directions. So congratulations. All right. Okay. Here we go.
True me. We
True
may
me.
have a whole new set of
I don't know why nobody's parodying the Seven Dwarfs at this point.
missed opportunity.
Right? We could do a whole loaded weapon of the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
When's the last time National Lampoons came out with something? Are they still a thing? Can we call them and be like, listen, we got a Snow White parody that's just gonna knock your socks off.
You're gonna love it. Was Sleazy one of them?
No.
Please.
Timothy. Thank you,
He was a real
Timothy.
dirtbag.
Timothy won. All right. Okay, next up. Although this game has sort of gone off the rails. Which movie came out first, Striptease or Showgirls? Don't look it up. Which movie came out first, Striptease or Showgirls? They were a year apart.
Shit. Yeah, I was gonna say they were really close together.
Oh,
My
Timothy
guess, my instinct gut guess right out of the gate would be Striptease. I think that one. I think that was like the shocking. Oh my god, Demi Moore is a stripper. It was like a huge shock.
Yes. Great movie.
And then that like kind of opened the door. I think.
Yeah. Weirdest moment in that movie for me. Can we talk about this?
No.
Burt Reynolds is like a senator or something. And so he falls in love with Demi Moore's character, who's a stripper. And he says at one point he's telling her he got or he sent one of his aides to go get her laundry lint. And she was like, well, what'd you do with it? And he goes, I made love to it. And I was just like, just the idea. I don't even know what that means. I don't know if he just, cranked one out with it in his hand or something. I don't know, but it was just so, the way he says it is so off-putting and disgusting. It's burned into my brain, that movie.
I have never seen that movie, and I'm.
Oh, really? You're not.
I feel like I didn't miss much.
Terrible. It was not a good movie. Not good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go Striptease. Striptease on that one.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go Striptease.
It's weird because it's not. Showgirls came out in 1995 and Striptease came out in 1996. But I went with you guys. I actually checked it right while you were talking because for fears that I was wrong. But if anybody wants to double check me, Showgirls came out in 1995. Striptease came out in 1996, and I checked it like so many times because I feel like I was wrong.
Wow.
I feel like she was still on Saved by the Bell in 95. What's going on?
Oh.
That feels wrong, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay. If you
That's
got
not-
this wrong, again, you don't have to do this. It's just if you want to, and if you want to win, which I think all of us lost on the Seven Dwarves. But okay, so if you got this wrong, you have to write in the chat the last time you went to a strip club or the last time you watched something naughty on your device.
Today?
Yeah, I guess everybody's gonna write today, so we'll just move on.
What time did
is
the show start? Yeah. A minute prior to the start of the show.
Everyone's looking at their watch.
When was the last time I went to a strip club? Jesus Christ. I don't even know that answer.
A bachelor party? It had to be one of the bachelor parties
Yeah.
from over a decade ago, more than that.
It's been a really long time.
I can't remember who, out of everybody we know, who the last bachelor party was, but that one.
It was that one. Yeah, I was gonna say all the strip clubs that you and I went to are probably closed. I don't know. Those things don't really tend to stay open for decades. You know.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, that's the same one my grandfather went to.
Yeah. 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 That's been a long time.
Gotta be.
All right, Aaron. Everybody's making the same jokes in the chat. What time is it? Okay.
All right. Okay. Now I'm going to write something in the chat.
This is funny as you're doing that. I've never been to a strip club as a customer, says Bird.
Bird.
Mm.
What not? That is not. All right.
Would you go to a strip club? Would you take your wife to a strip club?
Would I take my wife to a strip club?
Yeah.
No, not into them.
I've never been to one. I've been to a burlesque show, and
I've been
what
to a
was
burlesque show.
funny was, but we weren't together.
No.
But what was funny was that they were doing this mirror thing, and one of the girls' tassels fell off, so she had to cover herself because you can't be fully nude in a burlesque show. It's against the law. So the mirror girl covered herself, but she was like late. It was weird. It was just funny because we were like, she like didn't know what was going on. But anyway, that's all I've seen. It was pretty classy. I gotta tell you.
I would take my wife to a strip club in a split second.
But you're not a fan of them either.
No, I'm not, but I would like to see her in a strip club for sure.
Oh, just for the jokes?
Yeah, for the jokes. It wouldn't be pleasurable though, because she doesn't like people touching her or anything, so she would hate it. She would fucking hate it. But all right, Aaron, what's in the chat here?
Okay, so these are 10 names from the girls on the ranch in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the most recent Quentin Tarantino film.
Gotcha.
One is made up, which, so it's snake, froggy, tadpole, butterfly, angel, flower child, blue, gypsy, sundance, and moonbeam. I accidentally wrote moonbeam twice in the chat, but which one did I add?
Which one is not real?
I feel like Moonbeam was real and Flower Child was definitely real. I
feel like Froggy is it's Froggy or Tadpole, I think is where I shit. I think I remember Froggy. Sounds familiar.
I want to say Butterfly is not real.
Butterfly, Angel, Snake. Do you remember?
It wasn't one of the guys named Snake? Or does the guys not count?
These are just the women on the ranch?
I'm looking it up now.
Okay. Yeah, because they had all weird names in that
yes.
In that scene.
Did not like that movie.
You know, I thought it was okay, but I liked it. I just was like, it's not worth everybody's praising this a little too much.
There was no real, I really didn't give a shit. Like it wasn't, like if it wasn't Leo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, I'd be like, why am I watching that?
Yeah.
There's no story I cared about.
I'll give you a freebie. Snake was a girl, and it was Sydney Sweeney. So it's not Snake. Snake is real.
Okay.
They're all girls.
All right. Froggy and Tadpole, Butterfly, Angel, Flower Child, Blue, Gypsy.
Gypsy, I feel like could be, because I don't know if they would name each other Gypsy. That's like not.
Is that not a good name?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good name. When you look at all the other names, like they're all, well, Snake's not great, I guess, but.
I mean, Froggy and Tadpole, like is it a tadpole a baby frog? So isn't that like, I don't know. I feel like it's redundant almost.
I'm with Sandy. I'm tapping out on that. I have no idea. I'm never going to get this. I'm
I'll
going
just
with
take,
my
just
original
take a guess.
instinct. I'm going
Yeah.
with butterfly, my original instinct.
I'll go with Froggy.
This is so funny. I accidentally typed Moonbeam twice because it was the answer. I'm reading from my answer sheet, so it's
Shit.
Moonbeam.
Shit.
Whoopsie.
Whoops.
I thought for sure Moonbeam was one of them.
No, everybody was a person.
Oh,
Except
boy.
Moonbeam.
Okay, everybody has to answer your question because nobody guessed Moonbeam in the chat.
Okay, for this one, you have to go to your phone
I'm on
and
this one.
type in the chat the last person you called, your relationship to them. Sister, brother-in-law, electrician, whatever.
Oh, I called my wife.
All right, cool.
I'm doing the show off of my phone. If I go away from the screen, I'm going to
All right.
leave the show. So if I had to guess,
You called the Trump complaint hotline. That's what you.
that'd be a good idea. Is there a Trump complaint hotline?
It would be if you not a toll. Don't make it toll free, and you got a business
No.
there, my friend.
No, that'd be great.
Called Rhonda, not texted.
Who did I call today? Had to be you, hon. I think it was you.
Don't call me, hun. Oh
No, it was you, hon.
Oh my god.
I think it was. Was it? Yeah, I think it was probably you. If I had to
Probably.
guess. Although I can't really think of it. But if I leave to go look, I would get kicked out of the show.
Most recent person. Okay.
Oh, sister. That's nice. Spouse.
That is nice.
Dog groomer. Nice. Spouse.
Potential dick. Drug dealer.
Anthony's
Buddy.
always a potential dick.
That's true. It's a good point. Dog groomer. Yeah.
This is kind of funny. I just really quickly, I went out to dinner tonight with a woman I hadn't seen in 2 years, a woman who completely sacrificed herself to her career. And I was like, oh, it's so good to see you again. She's like, I'm getting married. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. She's like, will you be my bridesmaid?
Get
I'm like,
out.
I don't know. I'm 10 years older than her. My bridesmaid days are way behind me. I don't really know her that well. But as I said, she wanted to sacrifice herself. So that's why I know I called Frank, because I was like, oh my God, you won't believe this. She's a nice girl. So
Oh my
it's gotta
God.
be-
Did you say yes?
I had to. I'm not gonna do it. No.
I would have been like, no, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Too
It's
bad,
not
because I offered you to be a flower girl. Yeah.
gonna-
All right. So Frank, you can't answer this one because you know this one. But for everybody else, I have the exact same birthday as which actress born in 1980?
I do know this.
Okay, so all these actresses were born in 1980, and I share the exact same birthday with one of them. Kristen Bell, Christina Ricci, or Zooey Deschanel?
2 out of 3 of those are like in my top 10.
Oh. Wish I could answer this one because I know it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I was hoping you would give us the dates to give me a little, because that I don't even know if that would help me, but I'm going to say Christina Ricci. We've
Is
got a
that your
Ricci.
final
Yeah,
answer?
that's my final answer. We got a Zoe. We got a couple Zoes, a couple Ricci's.
Ricci.
Lots of Ricci's. All right. A lot of us channeling Ricci. What is it, Erin?
It is Christina Ricci. I was born February 12th, 1980, and so was she. If you got it wrong, you have to type something in the chat that you like about Frank, Aunt, Cuddles, or J-Sabs.
Oh, this is terrible.
Pick one of us.
Nothing so far.
Or you could
Thank you,
just
Bert.
opt out.
Oh, thank you, TD Freelancer.
Nobody's saying something. That's all right.
If I get it right, can we put our clothes back on? Aunt has a great sense of humor.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Rhonda.
That's
Thank
nice. Thank you, Rhonda.
Someone doesn't
Rhonda-
watch the show.
you.
Okay, I guess we'll move on.
Yeah, you got to give people time to make something up.
Yeah. All right, go to the next one. If anyone
All right,
pops
cool,
up, we'll
cool.
put it on.
All right, cool. All right, the next one is okay. What is the first name of the actress who played Violet Beauregard in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in 1971? So the one who played Violet, who became a blueberry, what is her real first name? Denise, Deborah, or Delia?
Delia's
My
jumping out at me.
my
Deborah?
guess is Deborah. Dolores. No.
Mulva?
It's Mope. Ah, thank you, Oceani.
This is a good one.
Rhonda likes the way both of us laugh.
Oh.
Oh, very good, Paul. Jay Sabs is so respectful. Always make sure there are plenty of condoms. Okay.
Classy.
TD Freelancer, Jay Sabs, because my love, she just so bold. Okay.
Welcome to the show, Sandy. You picked a real good time to join.
Oh my God, this is your first time viewing? Oh, Sandy.
Oh, God help you.
I can't believe you're still here. That's great.
Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good. Lots of Delias. I'm going to go with Delia, even though I don't think Bird has gotten a lot of these right.
I'm going with
right.
Deborah.
Okay.
The answer is Denise. And if you got this wrong, you're lucky because you don't have to do anything because I accidentally repeated this one. I accidentally repeated the punishment.
Kidding. Okay.
So, and if you got this one wrong, you don't have to do anything, which is right on par with how everyone's feeling right now. They're not doing anything that I've asked them since question 5. Okay. And all right, Frank, you can't answer this one either. This is the other one. Okay. What was the highest grossing movie the year Anthony and Frank were born? Raiders of the Lost Ark, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, or E.T. the Extraterrestrial?
Oh, shit. Every time you named a movie, I said, that's it.
Yeah, good year for movies, man.
All 3 times. Yeah. Wow.
Frank, do you know this?
Spielberg is busy. I think I do know this.
All right, then don't
I'm
answer.
not
please.
100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I want to say E.T. Is it possible that E.T. was bigger than, this would be the second Star Wars?
Third Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, that Return of the Jedi is the
third.
third? Oh no, I don't know. Say the question again.
What was the highest grossing movie the year Anthony and Frank were born?
So
Raiders of the Lost. Okay.
Not all time. Okay.
Okay. I feel like Return of the Jedi. I thought, maybe I'm wrong. Pretty sure it was. I don't want to say because if you're saying I can't answer this one, I'll give you my reasoning after everybody.
I think you could answer because it doesn't sound like you really know.
I don't know 100%, but I don't want to give away what I do know. Should I?
Everybody is saying E.T. was massive
because I feel like Return of the Jedi was 83.
All right, I'm going to say, was it?
Pretty sure it was 1977 was the first one. Then 80 was Empire Strikes Back, and then 83 was Return of the Jedi. I thought.
Maybe if I say it in Spanish, you'll listen to not say what I did. You're not supposed to answer this question.
Anthony, he coaxed me to answer.
So I'm going to say E.T. then.
Oh.
Sorry.
Was it E.T.?
It was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. If you got this right, pat yourself on the back for 10 seconds. And if you got this wrong, make out with your hand for 10 seconds. Welcome to the show, Sandy. This is what it's like.
And everyone. You're welcome to everyone that I saved in that one.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
11 o'clock on the dot. 11:01. All right. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thanks for letting me play. Have a fun time this weekend.
Great job,
bye, guys.
Thank you, Erin. Another fun game.
That was good.
It was good.
Great job, everybody in the chat. Thank you for playing along. Really appreciate it. There's this crazy cat. I forgot what we named it.
The cat's holding up the book.
There you go. Pick up Oval. Do what the cat does. Pick up a copy of Oval. The description below. Written by Erin herself. She wrote a great book called Oval. It's available on Amazon. You can buy a physical copy like that one, or you could download a digital copy. Link in the description below. Oval, written by Erin. Pick it up.
Yes.
What was the name of that cat? We came up with a name for it. I don't remember what that was.
I don't know. Yeah, it was Creepy Cat or something, maybe. I forget what it was.
I don't know.
I hope Erin's next book is a collection of short stories that eventually become Hallmark movies. That's my hope.
That'd be great. I'm telling you, that's her next gig.
That'd be amazing. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Pleasure being with you. We'll catch you back here on Monday. Thanks for everything.
Have a good one, guys.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go